Hello everyone, welcome back to Piece of Physics. In this particular video series, I am going to start the kinematics chapter. Okay, in this particular chapter, we are going to see what is kinematics and also we will see how we will understand the kinematics things and generally it includes motion and we will solve so many typical problems which is based on the real life and some imaginary examples, right? So first of all the question arises, what is kinematics? Okay, so kinematics study of motion without cause of motion, right? So here generally we do not include any kind of force. Okay, so force will not be included in this particular thing. Okay, secondary is dynamics. In dynamics we study the motion with cause of motion. So generally we will include force. Okay, so these two branches combinedly are known as mechanics. Okay, so mechanics is the branch in which we include kinematics and dynamics. Okay, so these two branches combinedly are known as mechanics. Okay, so let us start our chapter. In this particular video we are going to just introduce some basic parameters and frame of reference kind of concept. Okay, so before starting this chapter we should know what is frame of reference. Okay, so frame of reference is basically a point or a situation with respect to which we study the motion of object. Okay, this point or situation is generally known as frame of reference. Okay, generally as a frame of reference, or I can in short write it as FOR. Okay, we take Cartesian coordinate system. Okay, generally Cartesian coordinate system is taken as x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. Okay, so this is generally taken as x-axis, this is our y-axis and this is our z-axis. Okay, so consider a point here. Okay, this particular point has coordinate vector position vector as r1, so I can write r1 as xi cap, yj cap, zk cap. Okay, and let us move from this particular point to this particular point, which is here. Okay, this is our r2. Okay, and I can take r2 as x dash I cap plus y dash j cap z dash k cap. Okay, and the shortest path between these 2 points is known as our displacement vector. So displacement vector can be written as r21 or will be equal to r2 minus r1. Okay, also you can write it as delta r. Okay, so delta r is your basically displacement vector, and it will be directed in this particular direction. Okay, so this is our displacement vector. Okay, and this particular origin is known as reference point. Okay, so with respect to this reference point, we study this motion of the object. Okay, in this motion, our object displaces from this particular point to here. Okay, so that's all for the frame of reference. Now, before starting the motion, we should know what is motion, right? So generally, motion is change in position with respect to time. Okay, so in motion, I can have types of motion. Okay, so types of motion, we have generally three type of motion, based on the direction of the motion. Okay, so first is one dimensional or rectilinear motion, which is basically have single axis. Okay, or I can take it as x-axis separately, y-axis and separately z-axis. Okay, our second type of motion is two-dimensional motion, which is basically planar motion. Okay, in this particular motion we can have two type of motion. First is projectile motion, or second motion is circular motion. These two kind of motion are known as planar motion, or generally such kind of motion occur only in two dimension. Okay, third kind of motion is 3D, which is generally motion in the space. Okay, such kind of motion is basically in the space, like where we live. Such kind of motion is known as spatial motion or space motion. Okay, so that's all about what is motion. And before starting the motion, we should know what kind of parameters we are going to include this particular chapter. So, parameters of motion, first parameter is distance or path length. Second is displacement. Third is speed. Fourth is velocity. Fifth is acceleration. Okay. Apart from this, we can also include a sixth parameter as time. Okay, basically we can have distance and displacement, which are generally length. Okay, if distance changes with respect to time, so in that case can get speed, and displacement changes with the time, in that case we can get velocity. Okay, if velocity changes with the time, then we can get acceleration. Okay, so that's all for this introduction of the motion or kinematics. In further videos, we will see how to understand the motion of the object in straight line, two dimension, and plane. Okay. Also, we can include the spatial motion as well. So stay connected to the channel for further videos. Thank you so much.